Welcome to Junior Achievement of Chicago's Our Nation program. Through hands-on classroom activities, JA Our Nation provides practical information about businesses, the need for individuals who can meet the demands of the job market, including high-growth, high-demand jobs. The program also introduces the concept of globalization of business as it relates to the various careers students may choose to pursue. The program is volunteer-taught and kit-based. It includes 5 45-minute sessions with additional extended learning activities offered throughout. After the program, students will be able to understand the need for entrepreneurial thinking to meet the requirements of high-growth, high-demand careers worldwide. Students will also see that businesses need individuals with skills that are in demand in the workplace. They will learn about entrepreneurship as well as the different types of resources needed in business production. JA's hands-on materials will be your guide in helping you achieve all of the program goals. On the right side of the screen, you will see a picture of the materials provided for you in the program kit that you'll be using throughout the 5 sessions to help the students understand the JA Our Nation program. Let's get started with the first session. Session 1. What's your big idea? The objectives of the first session will be to help students recognize the impact entrepreneurs have on a community or region and apply traits common to successful entrepreneurs to their own skills and abilities. The first session will require you to use the following material from your JA kit: the Junior Achievement Banner, 32 table tents, 32 student flyers, 1 business topic card sheet, 8 large pieces of paper that are not included in your kit, and pens and pencils, also not included in your kit. In Session 1, students are introduced to the concepts of free enterprise and entrepreneurship. The volunteer will explain these concepts in relation to businesses and owners' needs to develop goods and services in hopes of creating a profit from products that are produced. After the discussion on the free enterprise system and entrepreneurship, the volunteer will break the students into 8 groups and distribute a business topic card. Each card has a different topic and scenario listed on it, and the student's task is to create a business and product that fulfills the need listed on the card they have been given. Students are asked to consider the name of the business, who their customers would be, and what the price of the product or service should be listed for. Lastly, the students are asked to create an advertisement that shows the qualities and special features of their new product or service that will urge consumers to buy it. A best practice for this session would be to discuss your favorite products or advertisements so that the students can see what made you interested in those products or services. You can also ask the students what their favorite product or advertisement is and what was the draw to that product or service for them. Session 2. What is a resource? The objectives of the second session will be to help the students describe resources, particularly human and capital resources, define scarcity and opportunity costs, and discuss technology as a capital resource in demand by most businesses. In the second session, you will need the following material from the kit: the JA Banner, student table tents, 32 student flyers, 1 STEM skills poster, 1 resources poster, 8 Get Connected game boards, 8 Get Connected game card sets, 1 dice pack, 1 game pieces pack, as well as pens and pencils which are not found in the kit. During Session 2, the volunteer will do a quick recap of the first session and then talk to the students about resources and what types there are. The discussion revolves around human, natural, and capital resources and is aided by the use of the resource poster. Scarcity and opportunity costs are also discussed with the class, and prior to playing the game, the volunteer will introduce the term technology and ask the students about what people did prior to many of our technological advancements. The volunteer will share with the students the STEM skills poster, showing the importance of having these skills in the workplace today. This will help show the students the key resources that STEM skills provide to our business culture and operations. The activity for Session 2 has the students playing a game board focused on the importance of resources. As the players move around the board, they try to acquire technology points by landing on the spaces where they are using this skill or by selecting a Get Connected game card, where they will have to identify the resources being used or needed on the card. After the game, the volunteer will share with the students the STEM skills posters again, highlighting the importance of having skills centered around science, technology, engineering, and math in the workplace today. The volunteer will wrap up the second session by reviewing the 3 main resources: human, natural, and capital, and sharing with the students that it is a key time in their lives now to start thinking about developing these skills that they will need to be successful in the workplace, especially STEM skills. A helpful hint is to talk about how technology has changed your business and what resources and skills are sought after in your career field. Session 3, Job to Job. The objectives for the third session are to help students identify the skills that support high growth, high demand needs in the workplace and analyze. The volunteer in Session 3 will start the class by reviewing the importance of having the skills that relate to current workplace needs. The volunteer will introduce the concept of supply and demand in the workplace. They will then review the STEM skills poster and wrap up the discussion talking about the importance of communication as a major skill important in many jobs. The activity in Session 3 has the students determining the STEM skills needed for 8 skilled jobs and then building a bar graph with their data. Students will be separated into 8 groups and given one job skill chart per group, and each student will have a job sticker sheet used for this activity. The students will analyze the 8 different jobs, like engineer, electrician, and small business owner. After reading about what the job entails, the students will be asked to place that job sticker in one of the columns that relates to either science, technology, engineering, or math. Students will then understand their charts with the follow-up discussion with their volunteer about the importance of having these STEM skills and the need for them in business. A best practice for this activity would be to look up online what industries are looking for workers with STEM skills and talking to the students about how they can start to gain these skills themselves. Session 4, a cluster of skills. The objectives for the fourth session are to help the students be able to identify clusters of careers and the background required by those jobs, as well as create a simple resume. For Session 4, you will need to use from your JA program kit the JA banner, student table tents, 32 student flyers, 1 STEM skills poster, 8 career cluster card sets, 32 JA Our Nation CDs, and pens and pencils not found in your kit. In the fourth session, the students will recap the fact that businesses are looking for skilled workers and that those workers are human resources used by businesses. The volunteer will explain that the employers are always looking for new employees and that business can change very rapidly. One way students can keep up with the changing demand in business is to have a resume of their skills ready when opportunity presents itself. The activity in Session 4 has the students playing the Career Cluster game. The class is separated into 8 groups, and the students are asked the following question. When I think about the type of work I would like to do in the future, I think about blank. This question will create a discussion about the many jobs available to the students in different clusters. In the game, the students are dealt cards where they will have to try and find pairs of 4 in careers in the different clusters. Once the set of 4 is collected, the students can put those cards down. The first student to discard all their cards wins. The game is meant to highlight many career clusters such as finance, architecture, construction, and business management. Each job on the card will highlight the description of the job, the education needed, the skills needed, and the interest for that field. The game will show the students all that goes into jobs in certain career clusters and hopefully will help open their eyes to different things that they may have never thought or imagined about for themselves. At the end of the session, the volunteer will have the students fill out their own interest inventory and complete a simple resume. Then each student will get a CD that will show many more career clusters as well as provide puzzles and games that highlight skills discussed during the session. A best practice for this activity is to share the education, skills, and interests needed for your job. Session 5, Worldwide Connections. The objectives for our last session in Junior Achievement's Our Nation program will be to help students to describe specialization and competition in business, as well as experience the global needs of the many businesses. In the fifth session, you will need the following materials from your JA kit: the JA banner, student table tents, 32 student flyers, 1 STEM skills poster, 16 global needs card sheets, 1 twine packet, 32 certificates of achievement, and pens and pencils not in the kit. In this last session, the volunteer will remind the students about all the various clusters of businesses and jobs and the skills needed to work in those fields. The students are reminded about how to present their skills and interests through the use of their resume. During the last session, the students will begin preparing to work in the global economy. The volunteer will talk to the students about competition and how many businesses around the world specialize in just one type of product. The activity Global Connections will have the students stand in a circle while the volunteer passes out the Global Needs cards. Each student will get a card, and when they do, they will read it aloud and show it to the rest of the class. An example of one of the cards is oil and gas from Nigeria. After every student has received a country and product or service, the volunteer will read aloud a story about a car manufacturer who does business with other countries. As the story is read, the students will pass the twine to each country that does business as the story goes in the process of making the car. At the end of the activity, the class will see the global web that is created when businesses work together to create one product. At the end of the activity, the volunteer has a discussion on the skills needed to do business globally. At the end of the discussion, the volunteer will review the main concepts of the program and hand out the certificates of achievement. A best practice for this session is to share your examples of how you work in the global economy. What to do now? You have now been introduced to the JA Our Nation program. We thank you for stopping by to view this video. On this slide, you will find some helpful hints and links to other videos that can assist you with other topics on classroom logistics and classroom management. Junior Achievement hopes you have a great classroom experience and thanks you for taking the time to help students better understand the lifelong skills of workforce readiness, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy.